Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song.
The Stone Roadie Show, podcast number 165, Wake and Bake, the Morning Buzz, episode number 47, action. Alrighty then, looky here, fellow Earthlings. My name is Craig Reed, aka the Stone Roadie, also known on FakeBook as the world's most famous roadie ever since the dawn of time, since the dinosaurs roamed the earth. And this is my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So behind me, I got the $1 million bill up there, Griff, that we're giving away this Friday morning, and on the Friday morning Stone Roadie Show, Wake and Bake, the Morning Buzz, and and also we're giving away the third the 1, 2, 3 the fourth silver dollar. No, half a dollar. Yeah,
half dollar. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get off my
ass
and get this stuff together. Actually, I called and I talked to Jammin' Jeff today. I've talked before. Jammin' Jeff sent me some pictures to autograph months ago, and my excuse for not sending them back to him was I didn't know what color ink to use.
That's your go-to.
Yeah, so they've been sitting right there on my desk the whole time. So I got up yesterday and I called Jammin'. He wants to be known as Jammin' Jeff. That's his handle, Jammin' Jeff.
Well, if it were easy to get things from the Stone Roadie, then it wouldn't be of any value.
Well, I told him the reason why I was picking on him first, because he was the easiest to do. All I had to do was sign my name on a couple of things, but I had to use ended up having to use a silver marker because the other marker didn't work out good. But yeah, Jammin' Jeff, and then we got Captain Jammer. Yeah, we got another one that we have a handle, Captain Jammer. Now, Captain Jammer, he bid $115 on that Ed King. Here it is. Oh, the Ed King autographed shirt we've been showing here. It's got.
Cool.
Let me find it here. I am not prepared. Oh,
I see it.
I can't see it.
There you go. It's up there. It's above your left hand.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a good shot? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that you can tell that's an authentic Ed King for sure.
So anyways, yeah. Yeah, Griff and I were talking about before we did this podcast where I was telling him, I goes, man, I guess I've been talking to so many people, and today with Jammin' Jeff, he was telling me about how great he liked the podcast. I go, God, Jeff, man, people tell me all the time, that. And I go, man, I'm just not happy with the way I do these things. I said, I know what's good when I watch a podcast. I know if I like it or not, I said, but I don't like my personal performance on these podcasts. I said, Griff does okay, and Kathy Dottie do, okay? And then, they ask me questions, and I just sit here and answer them. But I don't know how to do these things. I just, kind of do the best I can, and just roll with it, and really not worry about it. I don't really watch these things after I do them, but everybody says you guys are funny. Especially, I got a message. I get messages, but I got one in particular this week from somebody I used to know a long time ago. We were good friends, and they said, "Man, I didn't know you did these podcasts, and I watched the last one with the pilot." And they go, "Man, you guys are really good." Because you guys, it was really good, and it was really informative, and it was great. You guys work so good together, and and then Jesus for Survivors. When you ask him, why he watched the Stone Roadie show, he said it was weird. He's kind of almost addicted to it. It's kind of it's weird. People get addicted to the weirdest things, but I don't know what it is. I guess we got some kind of a gimmick going on, But
well, Craig, what it is, it's kind of like a cross between Cheech and Chong and Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah.
I just noticed that looks like I got a Viking helmet on.
You got devil horns
I look like
on.
Lee on the deranged Viking.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's when it's trying to pull things out of the Stone Roadie, and then it's like anticipation.
Yeah,
But
we were,
and then there's a lot of people that don't.
Griff said we should have started this about a half hour ago. We just did a podcast.
Oh yeah, we were on the pre-show for 45 minutes while Craig was tuning up.
I was getting tuned up, yeah.
And I said, Craig, we need to start recording that, because the first thing he tells me, he goes, "Did you see what I put on Facebook?" And I said, "No, well, I saw a lot of what you put on there." He goes, "No, the girl with the beer can in between her butt cheeks." And then he goes, "How about that one with the big fat girl had the pants on that looked like peanut M&Ms and she had
M&Ms on them."
And she had a lumpy butt that looked like peanut M&Ms, But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a guy and you have Facebook, it doesn't matter. You are in trouble with your girlfriend. She's not, because she can do anything she wants. But a guy, you are automatically in trouble. I don't care what you did. You could just sit there. You don't have to comment or nothing. If there's some kind of a scantily chick or something on your timeline somehow, and dude, you are in trouble. And
that's what I posted with that one with the beer can between her cheek. I said, "You can just smile at this one because you can't repost it."
No.
Your girlfriend wouldn't like it if you reposted.
Yeah, you see these women on there do anything they want, but these guys, they get on there, man, and they're like they kind of like that one reel that you see where this girl with a nice butt comes and gets in the elevator and turns around and smiles at the guy with his chick, and he's like looking up in the corner, and he's like looking around sweating and everything, and his girlfriend's staring right at his face. That's what it's like. I know. I experienced it. So,
but yeah, we were talking about, we need to get this money out to these people. We don't have a whole lot of money to divide with the forgotten survivors this time. We got Mark Frank. He gets the most because our friend Lisa, she bought that book, for $1,000, and then she bought.
Yeah, that book came from Brian Bodkin.
Yeah, and then Mark Howard had a book too, or a book too, right?
Yeah,
a book, but his only went for half of that because we sold that on
eBay.
eBay, yeah. So we got. we kind of got screwed on that one, but
and then Ricky
and
Wascom bought those pictures.
We took in $720 for the stickers that Clayton Johnson sent us. The Leonard Skinnard stickers. It's $25 a piece. Yeah, we took in $720 on that, so they divided up. That's $140 a piece, or 444 or something like that. And yeah, so we're gonna get that money sent out to them. I guess we'll send it out to them every 6 months. June and December. Get a little nice little money before Christmas, maybe. That sounds like a plan. But yeah, and then we've been selling the odds and ends. Griff sold those two posters, for $350, and then or $550, but
$550 including the T-shirt. Yeah,
and the damn shipping was $200. So
yeah,
but we're gonna take that out of the subscription monetization of the subscription money. But we ain't been getting much from that, man. I think we only got $150 or something last month, because our subscriptions are down. I don't know why. We're just not. We took us a year to get 1,000 subscriptions the first year, which is good. You have to have some kind of a gimmick or something to be able to even get 1,000 subscriptions in a year. That's doing really well. So we did that, but then we only picked up another 1,000 the next year. And Griff just said we're up another 250 or something like that. So we're doing okay, but we're not taking care of the forgotten survivors with that kind of.
Yeah, we need a lot of people to consciously just go subscribe, if you would, because that's what boosts up the money coming from the monetization for the survivors. And we
don't want to get it off of donations. We'd like to get thousands of subscribers.
But if you do donate, that's if you can afford to. It's kind of tight right now,
Gonna get tighter.
Pretty tight out there. Yeah, you got this runaway rogue administration, and everything like that.
So you go ahead for a little bit. I got some other stuff to talk about. Some of these things. We're getting ideas, so maybe David the Disciple can make us a few copies of these, and maybe we can give some of these away on the giveaway.
Yeah, Dave, if you could make us some more of those, yeah. And
then we'll have to send these around to all the people that Steve Lawler and Paul Welsh and Leslie and Mark Howard and whoever we can, and have them put on there where they were sitting and sign them and stuff. And those would be nice.
Yeah, and then we'll start a little auction for that. And I know a lot of people would love to have a sketch of the plane with the actual signatures of the survivors. So
with survivors,
we send those posters to like say 20 of them, and I'm sure those guys wouldn't mind signing them and sending them back. And you guys can donate, or really buy them, and then all the money goes. So I think it's pretty good. That's a collectible thing right there.
Oh man, yeah, that'll be very limited. That'll be something to have.
Yeah, that's something you could hold on.
In my opinion, in my personal biased opinion.
Yeah, because that stuff only goes up. It only goes up and up and up, more and more, and then it's just money in the bank. Like these stickers right here that the first contest that we had, Wheelchair Chuck, and I forget who the other person was, and each won one of these, and that's signed by Gene and Craig, and those are pretty cool. And Craig's got the Rossington Collins stickers, and and the other stickers that you gave away for every time somebody donated.
And here's the shirt we're selling. Auction it off. It's like a lady's shirt. It's I think this is a small.
Is that one that says to Joe?
This is a medium. No. This says Billy Powell. You know, this is when Billy Powell was in the rehab. And this is the Billy Powell signature.
Yeah, and the vest. Didn't the vest say to Joe?
Yeah, to Joe, yeah. But this is a girl's cut shirt. A guy could wear it, but it's a medium. But, yeah, Billy Powell or Skinner, you probably want to get that in a frame, you know, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, my nephew worked at a hospital out there in California where Billy went to rehab. One of the people out there had these items. And it's a vest. It's a Bill Blass.
What's the size on that, Craig?
This is a small.
Boy, I bet that would fit Joe Crimp. There you go, Joe Crimp. It says to Joe.
Oh, yeah. It says to Joe, yeah.
There you go, Joe Crimp.
There you go, Joe. Best wishes, Billy Powell. Yeah,
you could wear it while you're drumming. You look cooler than hell.
Yeah, I'll have to try it on, see how it fits me. I'm about a medium. I'll try it on, see how it fits me. But yeah, on the next we'll just check it out. But we've been offered 100 on that one. No, on the T-shirt. We were 100 on the T-shirt. We haven't been offered nothing on the vest yet. And then we got offered 115 on the Ed King shirt. And yeah, so that's that. So what else we got going on this week there, Griff?
Well, we really appreciate Jesus for Survivors coming on. That really was cool, and a lot of great comments about Jesus for Survivors, and he brought a nice perspective to the plane crash, and from a pilot's point of view. So if anybody hadn't seen that yet, go back and watch the last podcast where he was talking about what he would have done, and what he likely happened in the scenario that was unfolding during the last probably 15 minutes of that plane crash. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And we got some questions and comments. You ready for those, Craig?
Yep, I sure am. Ready as I'll ever be. Now I don't have no idea what these questions are. Like always. Yeah, we were saying, I was going, God, people think these things are so great. I said, how could we improve these? God, but it's just, we don't have a staff of 30 people doing research and writing out scripts, and we don't edit or nothing. We don't, just roll. I very rarely watch them back, but since we're talking about that, 2 years ago, podcast number 13, like I said before, we were supposed when we started doing these, I kind of did a little research on what the heck to do or what to expect. And I said, you got to do at least 12 of them before you even begin to figure out what you're doing, So I go, God, 12 seems like a lot, And then so we got to 12, and I still didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then you said on number 13, you said, yeah, Craig's a little bit pissed off. He don't want to do what he's afraid of what he might say. So
that was like 4 or 5 podcasts.
I think I was perturbed because I was still confused. I didn't know what to do. So Chad got on there and did one, but I got over it, I guess, but just started rolling with them, but
yeah, I was doing solo there for about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
Craig was all hacked off, you know. I know what he was mad about, but I'm not going to mention it.
That was 2 years ago. My God, yeah,
Yeah.
sounds crazy. I didn't have no idea we'd be doing it.
Craig, you said somebody talked to you about talking more about Craig and Alan, you and Alan going to Miami.
Yeah, Danny Barron. He posed a question about me and Alan going down to Miami. He said, you kind of touched on it, but you didn't really get anything specific, Yeah, one time we went down there in the 39 Buick. I mean, we're drinking Jack Daniels in the bottle, and we had it open in the car. In a 39 Buick, 4-door. Man, that was a nice car, man. And we're doing lines, and we got open whiskey and shit, and we freaking run out of gas, and who comes but freaking cops, And it just so happened the captain, wherever we were in Florida, he was a car freak, and they called the captain, and the captain was looking at this car, and they brought us gas, and there's like 4 cruisers out there. You got the car surrounded. They brought us gas. We got open liquor in the car. They see all this shit.
They saw it?
They saw it all, man. And they just blowed it off, man. They just, man, this is a nice car. It was. That was a nice car.
Well, they were probably excited to meet Alan,
that was a trip. Yeah, that was just one time, and then we took the 32 Plymouth, that hot rod that eventually became mine. We took it down there, and then you've talked before about the Oldsmobile, the Tornado that Alan gave me, and we took it down there a lot, and we had a TV, a color TV in the thing with a Betamax in the back seat, and we watched tape. It was a Beta, from a portable VCR, Beta camera. We used that. We put it through the TV, and we could watch tapes and stuff going down.
A couple of guys that had all kinds of things to do with all those great recordings, and then you get in a freaking plane crash and you're going down the road. People don't even realize that Alan Collins and you guys, what you'd been through, and those cops, they were probably like freaking out just because who they were talking to, I'm sure.
Oh, it was a trip. No, there was open Jack Daniels bottles in the car. I could see them. I mean, we had doing I told you before, we were doing lines off the dashboard, off the glove compartment box in the Oldsmobile, and Alan got all high and was organized in the glove compartment, and all. And
you said he used to bring a hog nose and play on the way.
Pig nose, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oldsmobile still got gouges in the left passenger, the door rest over there where the guitar was digging into the door rest.
Damn, that's a Smithsonian Institute, a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame item. Just the armrest alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. Anything else happen on that Miami trip that you can think of?
Oh God, no. Not right off the top of my head.
And that had to be when he was going to get in the argument with.
It was only a 5-hour drive down to.
With the John Cougar Mellencamp. I bet you that's when all that was going down with the John Cougar Mellencamp, where old Mellencamp said he got tired of going to that studio because Alan wanted to fight him all the time.
Yeah, it was only a 5-hour drive, man. We were all jacked up, man. It was we just cruised down there. It was an easy drive.
All right. Well, let's jump into these questions here, Craig. I was looking if there was any more notes that I had over stuff. There is one thing that I could mention. Excuse me. Uh, there's a really cool YouTube thing. It's Days with Jordan the Lion, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Rare Home Movies, Crash Scene, and Survivors. That's where I threw that concert for that buddy of mine, and this guy, he recorded it and put it on YouTube, and you can see a lot of Craig's movies on there. They're watermarked, but he videotaped that whole thing, that whole event, which was really fun, really cool. It's Days with Jordan the Lion, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Rare Home Movies, Crash Scene, and Survivors. So if you guys want to go check that out, that's a little skin information for you.
Oh,
And then
I want to talk about Heather Langley. Somebody asked me today about this chick that's got all this Leonard Skinnard jewelry and what I thought about it, and if it's authentic. Her stuff is 100% authentic. The stuff she gets is, she knows all those people down there, James and the guy that runs the museum down there. Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff and yeah, all the stuff she gets is 100% authentic. Don't worry about any kind of stuff you get from Heather. It's all real.
yeah, this necklace right here, I traded for a Hell House painting, and this has got a bird that she carved out of the metal, and it's got a rivet in it, and it has actual serial number in the bird. It's like a really cool piece that she traded for me, and she gave me a pick too, I think. And yeah, she's a great little jeweler. She really
Yeah, she
makes some
asked me
cool
if I
stuff.
wanted a pick that was made out of something. I don't know. I said, man, that's a cool necklace. She goes, if I gave you one, would you wear it? And I went, no.
Yeah, she's
I,
tried to
I,
make me stuff, and I tell her
I don't
no.
wear a lot of jewelry. I wear this leather thing, but watching a ring sometimes.
She's got that site called Pleum Heaven. You just Google Pleum Heaven, you can get you a piece of jewelry made too with some cool stuff. Because I know she's got some railroad column wood that came from the trestle that I sent her, and she'll put that in anything you want. A ring. She'll inlay that wood in a ring. Just go to Pleum Heaven and say, hey, I want a ring made out of that railroad trestle column. And she'll hook you up, I think.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was taken back when somebody asked me if her stuff was real. I went, kind of, whoa, yeah,
No, absolutely.
No doubt about it. So, anybody that has any questions about her things, her stuff's 100% real.
And I'm pretty sure she donates a percent to the monument. So, and she does that, because sometimes people are on her ass about, making a profit off of plane crash stuff, which, if you don't know Heather, she's got two disabled children, and she's, a good income she makes on that, but she's got her hands full with those kids. A lot of doctor bills, and her mother, she takes care of her mother, and her mother went through chemo and had cancer, so she can use all the extra business that you can send her, I'm sure. Pleum Heaven, Heather Langley. All right, Craig, we're going to jump into some questions here. I know you can still hear me. Did Skynyrd ever play in Mexico?
No.
No?
Alan got arrested in Mexico, but we never played there. We did a lot of partying in Mexico. I played in Mexico. I played around a lot in Mexico.
But there was never
I did a lot of blow. I did a lot of blow in Mexico with the mayor's bodyguards.
Yeah.
I did.
I guess there might be an audience for Skynyrd in Mexico.
There's an audience for Skinner there everywhere.
Well, that Guns N' Roses used to go to Mexico, and I remember, their lead singer, he's always yelling at somebody in the audience. Like if they throw something, he throws a temper tantrum, and he'll shut down the whole band and they'll just be sitting there while he's yelling at the audience, saying, "We'll just walk out of here." That's actually good entertainment if you go and Google Guns N' Roses and old Axl Rose is just losing it on the crowd. It's just hilarious. And he's chewing them out, and he's got an interpreter, and he's saying, he's going on for like 30 minutes just chewing out the crowd, and the interpreter's interpreting it. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Did you see where Mellencamp was bashing Trump and got booed off the stage?
Oh, he was?
Oh, yeah.
No wonder Alan wanted to kick his ass.
Yeah, he was bashing Trump and he got booed off the stage.
Oh, man, that's just freaking.
He got pissed off and just walked off.
I mean, not that I'm a Cougar Mellencamp fan by any means.
He said, "I'm going to play some more songs." And he said, "Heck with it, I'm done." He was getting booed off the stage, yeah.
Yeah, that's career suicide at this point. I don't know, who's singing any kind of any form of rock and roll. If you're a Biden fan, I don't think that's a smart move. I don't think so at all. All right, here's another one for you, Craig. Who did Ronnie pick on the most as far as band members?
Billy.
Billy? Yeah?
Billy, yeah, I think Billy. Yeah.
What was he doing? Was he just jumping his shit all the time or what?
I don't know. Or Leon. Billy or Leon, I don't know.
Were they like irresponsible and he didn't like it, or what were they doing?
Oh, Billy and Leon were always picking at each other. I mean, Leon, the instigator, was always doing something to instigate Billy.
Wasn't he throwing cigarettes in his hair, trying to catch his hair on fire?
No, he just tear up pieces of toilet paper and throw them and stick them in Billy's hair. Billy's hair was like a magnet, It was like, we called it Billy's briar patch. And you get anything near Billy's hair, it was like a magnet. It just stick to it. You could throw wads of paper in there and it would just stick. He couldn't feel it, And Leon would sit there and throw wads of paper in his hair and then Billy'd shake his head and then like all these wads of paper would go fall out. Billy'd go, "Damn it, Leon!" And they'd get into it.
So what did Ronnie get like mad about? Anything you can remember?
Just them two all the time picking at each other, Yeah, it was always something. Yeah.
He'd tell them like, would they like try to fight over it or something, and he'd have to break it up, or
I don't know. I don't know. It's just hard to explain. It just, Leon took a fire hose and shoved it under Billy's door and turned it on. And soaked the whole bottom floor of a hotel. It didn't pay for all the bookings on the bottom floor. Yeah, stuck a fire hose under Billy's door and turned it on.
Well, that's just being rock stars. Isn't that what Ronnie always said? Well, we got to play the part of a rock star. Oh, okay. Moving right along. Wheelchair Chuck says he's ready for that race, Greg.
All right.
These are comments coming from the last podcast before the one that we did with.
I'm gonna have a carbon fiber. I'm gonna have a carbon fiber chair made.
We got to figure out. Yeah, we got
epoxy. Marijuana epoxy is stronger.
And I'm thinking
fiber.
I'm thinking automotive. You guys can go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and automotive can videotape that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. I'll have to talk to
Matter
Otto
of
about
fact,
getting that going.
my friend's coming out from Arizona. He just told me he's leaving for London in the morning. Him and his wife, and they're coming back to Ohio. His wife's parent, mom lives in Cleveland. They're coming, and I'm gonna go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with him. I think July. He said he was coming back.
Yeah, they can't do anything about it. I don't think if you had a wheelchair race out in front of that
No,
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sign
yeah,
out
no,
there.
we set up.
You could start at one end of the sign, and the first person to get to the other end of the sign will win.
They probably advertise it if I do give them time.
Yeah,
I'll call them and tell them.
yeah, that'd be great. I mean, they might make you sign a waiver because they don't need anybody
Yeah, we
getting
could
hurt.
do that. Yeah.
And then we were talking about weed. I don't know what we were talking about weed, but it was I was asking you about Indica Couch and sativa, and then you were mentioning about how some weed used to wash up on the beach, and Homer Hancock says he got him some of that washed up weed, and it was pretty harsh. I think I tried some of that back in the day, some of that washed up weed, and it was really actually unsmokable to me. It was just it smelled like mildew, because it had been wet and it had salt in it, and it was just no way to clean it. It was just nasty. It wasn't worth the buzz, And then they had like Mexican going around, like cheap Mexican, Remember that? They had a really, the bad Mexican that wasn't all that good, just dry old Mexican with a bunch of seeds in it.
Oh yeah, more seeds than anything.
Yeah, it just had a ton of seeds in it. Then somebody says good imitation of Gene, Griff. Oh, I don't remember when I did invitation to Gene. I just know one thing Gene likes to do is whenever Craig's up on stage, and Craig will be up there rambling and jibber jabbing, and you just watch Gene, and he starts circling around, the stage and getting ready to come up on stage, and he's waiting for his time. And Craig will be right in the middle of a story, and Gene will get up on the stage, and he'll butt right in front of Craig, and he'll take the microphone, and he'll go, "This is what 50 years of heavy, heavy marijuana use will do for you." And everybody starts laughing.
A lot of people have been commenting they wanted to get Gene back on the show.
Yeah, I know. And even Jesus for Survivors said anything with Gene Odom. And by the way, Jesus for Survivors, if you're listening, I sent you a package in the mail with some goodies in it. So keep an eye. I got the tracking number for it. Keep an eye out for that package. Yeah, we'll have to get Gene on here. I know he's busy, always traveling around, but I think he's kind of stagnant right now. So we might see if we can talk him into coming on. Maybe I'll go take a road trip out to his house and hang out with him. Then Leonard Skinnard Freebird, that's their username or handle in a comment. Yeah, Griff, go out and do an on the road in Craig's attic. That would actually, I think we could do a pay-per-view on that. I mean, I can't imagine what's up there,
Somebody commented, those attics get awful hot in the summertime. Boy, they sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd want to do it at night with some lights. But there's all kinds of stuff I know.
Back when I was a kid, I used to go up there and,
Yeah, would you go up there? Did it look like the Brady Bunch's attic?
Had a hideaway up in the attic.
Yeah, see, in Florida, we never had an attic, but you would see like on these TV shows, everybody's always up in the attic, and they're even got a little bed up there and stuff. Man, you can't do that stuff.
Yeah, I
down
had
here
a
in Florida.
TV up there and everything. It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't no way in hell you're gonna do that in Florida. You cook, you'd roast. But up there, I could see, yeah, in the wintertime, you get up there in the attic and I imagine you got in some trouble up there, Craig, when you were a kid. Let's see here. Tuxedo Manor wants to know what broke up RCB. Well, we've talked about that on a podcast before, but I'm sure Craig will elaborate a little bit on the RCB breakup.
We were over at Alan's house. It was me and Gary and Alan and Dale, and we were smoking freebase basically at the Alan's kitchen table in the kitchen. And Gary and Alan got into it and got in an argument, and they decided to go out inside and out in the backyard and fight. I mean, they just went, okay, let's go out in the backyard and fight. And they said, okay, so they take a hit of freebase and they go out in the backyard and fight. And then and Dale was going, aren't you going to go out and stop them? And I'm going, those guys grew up together. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit here and smoke a hit off this freebase pipe. So they would come in and go, God damn it, I got a chance to creep you and I didn't creep you, and God damn it, you got a chance to creep me and you popped me. God damn it. Well, God damn it, let's go fight some more. And they go, okay, well, let's take another hit off this pipe first. So they take another hit of freebase and then go back out in the backyard and fight some more. And then come back in. And that's exactly what happened.
But it was serious.
Him and Dale left that night, and they left. Then they went right. They must have got on a plane and left for Wyoming or something. I don't know.
That was the end of RCB. That was
it. And I went over to Alan's. I showed up over to Alan's house, and he was like, just like beside himself, and he goes, what are you doing here? You're Alan's buddy. I said, well, Gary, what are you doing here? You're Gary's buddy. And I went, well, Gary's gone. I need another buddy, So, yeah, so that's when me and Alan, started hanging out a lot, after Gary was gone.
And then that's when it became the Alan Collins Band, and that was the worst. Right, that was even worse when it became the Alan Collins Band. Didn't you say that's when Alan would be cutting cocaine and it was falling on the floor?
Oh, that was
snorting it off the floor.
Both of those bands were just crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Alan Collins was bad. RCB was bad too, though.
And we got another comment here. See, Jeff wants to know who came up with the spelling of Lynyrd Skynyrd, LYNYRD, I saw a thing about Al Cooper talking about he didn't know what their name was. This was in an interview, and he was like, when he was going Lynyrd Skynyrd, and he goes, what the hell? And that's when it came to him that it was his idea to come up with the pronounced, to make it spelled out where you can tell how to pronounce it. And that's how I think Al Cooper was a brainchild. Now, the spelling on that, I don't know.
I don't know who came up with the Y's. I don't know who did that.
Yeah, and
because somehow I'm thinking it was Bob. Somehow I'm thinking it was Bob. I bet I heard that it was Bob, but I'm only guessing.
Yeah.
Your face is awful dark. You need to turn a light on or something. It's not real dark.
I don't know. I got a sunburn. Is it? I had
No,
my
it's
screen
just the lighting. Just the lighting. You're not much.
Yeah, my screen. I just hit a button and it jacked up the screen. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, okay. So yeah, the spelling. I don't know that I've seen it spelled several ways, but we
I
all
think
know
it was Bob from. I think back there in one of my memory banks, it's telling me Bob did it. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Ronnie good friends with Jimmy Hall from Wet Willie?
I'm not saying they were good friends. I mean, they hung around with each other in the dressing room and stuff. All those bands, all those Grinder Switch and Wet Willie, and Leslie was with Wet Willie, and all those Marshall Tucker and Charlie Daniels and Wet Willie and Grinder Switch and all those bands, kind of just hung around together, and did shows together back in the 74 when I was with them. We did a lot of shows with Wet Willie and Grinder Switch, Marshall Tucker, Charlie
I've seen a lot
Daniels,
of posters,
Elvin Bishop,
I remember a lot of jams.
Remember
that I
Charlie
missed.
Daniels said Elvin Bishop sitting on a bale of hay, he ain't good looking, but he sure can play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they mentioned Lynyrd Skynyrd too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it. And this one comment guy, he kind of attacks our buddy Gene, local 1578. Maybe that's his union handle. Says Gene tells more BS stories than Walt Disney.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that one.
Gene got some stories now. I mean, but I do believe everything he tells as far as a story he believes, whether it's not true or true, he believes it. So it's true to him, and he's got a mess of them. That's for sure. I saw one video, it was on YouTube, and somebody was naming a member of the band, like they'd say, okay, Bob Burns, what do you think about? And he was given an analogy of every single band member, and he wasn't being nice either.
Oh yeah, I posted that on FakeBook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't being nice at all, man. I mean, he was like, he was really hard on Gary. He was, and the voice was all out of sync.
Yeah, and he was real young too.
Yeah, he was real young. It was like not long after the airplane crash, I'd say, and he was real young. I don't know. I might have a clip of that somewhere, but I don't think I do, or I'd put it up. You might be able to find that if you Google Gene Odom YouTube, and it'll come up. This hilarious. I thought about redoing it and then comparing how he feels about him now, as compared to how he felt about him then. I told Craig, I said, Craig, why don't you do that? And he goes, no, I'm not doing that. Okay. So, and this one individual says, if you're following the Stoned Roadie show, the smoke trails are real. Like the chemtrails, because we were talking about
about chemtrails, Texas is flooded.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what you were saying.
They're having torrential rains in Texas that's flooded.
Seemed like the last time they had a big freeze, and that's when a lot of people lost livestock. I mean, thousands of cattle.
They had a big freeze there. Yeah,
and Christina lost a lot of her animals, her exotic animals out there on her farm.
Yeah, she sure did.
Yeah, that was a horrible.
Yeah, she was devastated over that.
That might have been created to start some shit against Trump too.
Who knows? They've been doing that a long time.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, we were talking about that with Jesus for Survivors, and he was telling us basically that you can't tell the difference between a chemtrail and a contrail But I'm telling you, they're doing some chemtrail stuff because they're finding heavy metals in the water and the soil. They're doing some
Aluminum
stuff.
is everywhere.
Yeah. Graphene
Even
oxide.
every individual, all of us have that stuff in us.
Yeah.
It's in everything we do.
Yeah.
Aluminum's bad for you. That's what gives you cancer from the underarm deodorant and stuff with the aluminum hydroxide or whatever it's in. It's bad for you.
Yeah. You could say it's a conspiracy thing,
Even
but
cooking food in aluminum pans is bad for you. If you got aluminum pans, throw them some bitches out, man. That's bad. In
no
my
wonder.
opinion, whatever.
No wonder I've been losing my memory, Craig. I've been eating out of aluminum a long time. drinking drinking out of aluminum beer cans and
Oh God, yeah.
yeah.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah. I guess we got to die of something. We might not want to live too long anyway because AI is going to take over. I don't want it to take over while I'm alive. Okay, moving right along. See, yeah, this guy here, he's commenting on exactly what we're saying. Chad says geoengineering is not a conspiracy. People that don't believe it are blind. Yeah, that's kind of coincidental. We were talking about it right as he made that comment.
Oh well.
Yeah, we agree with you, Chad. Something ain't going on. That's right, man. It's just a bunch of BS, man. They're trying to kill us before we can draw Social Security. And I'm gonna
That's the
and I'm
truth.
gonna
Ain't that the truth?
and I'm gonna do my best to get as much as I can.
I
And
retired as soon as I could.
yeah, me too. And Dave the Disciple says expectation bias. Love that term. Knew what he meant exactly. That's when Jesus for Survivors was talking about when the pilots were having to deal with the situation of the plane, the Convair 240 crashing, and they had expectation bias. Kind of like, what the hell do we do? Overload.
Yeah. He's not a pilot, though. He's an anti-gravity technician.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Yeah. Quite humorous.
Yeah. When I worked with Mike Rowe that one time, he was talking about gravity. He's like, NASA's been battling gravity for years. As a matter of fact, that's how NASA became NASA, trying to figure out how to conquer gravity. Yeah, and that gravity is a bitch too, ain't it, Craig?
Yep.
Crazy Bob says, interesting podcast. Thank you for having Jesus for Survivors on. And thank you, Jesus for Survivors, for the donations. And congrats to the winner, the last winner of the last drawing there. Yeah, congratulations. A guy named Justin Alexander wants to know what three bands are your and my favorite three bands? What's your favorite three bands, Craig?
Oh my God, I don't know. Well, it'd have to be Lynyrd Skynyrd, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know. Get only three? I don't know.
No, that's hard. That's a hard question,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Jimi Hendrix, that I just got to put that guy in mind, and Led Zeppelin, and I guess I'd have to say Lynyrd Skynyrd because I just got an association with him, and they're just the story is and the music both. I don't think you can beat the Lynyrd Skynyrd story and the music. You can't beat those two. It's just hard to beat. That's the most incredible rock and roll story. Although uh, I did Roy Orbison. If people don't know about Roy Orbison, he had Alan Collins luck. His first wife and were happily married, and then he went on the road, and then some guy snaked his wife away from him, and he was like madly in love with her, and then he finally got her back, and they got married again, and then they were both into dirt bike riding. And I guess she was on a motorcycle going somewhere and got in a head on, and it killed her. And then his two oldest sons died, and his house burned down, and died in the house fire. So yeah, and then he had a heart attack at 52. So you check out Roy Orbison, man. He's talking about some bad luck.
He was involved with Sun Records, and
Yeah,
and actually he played up here at the Front Row Theater.
that's where he died.
Yeah,
Well,
2 days before he
yeah.
was to go on this tour, he played the Front Row Theater. It was like I knew it was one of his last shows.
Yeah, that was his last
I
show,
don't
and
think
then he
he
died
died
at
here. I think he went home and died.
Yeah, he went home and died in Henderson,
that was
Tennessee.
his last show up at that
Yeah.
Front Row Theater up here in Cleveland. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that was
crazy, man.
1988, December of 1988.
And he was right in the middle of the Traveling Wilburys, which, talk about a band that
was a killer band.
that's
yeah.
a band that you can put right up there. I mean, yeah, man, that's a great band, and they never really even got to do everything they wanted to do. So that might be somebody.
Rolling Stones wrote some really good songs. So
Oh yeah, they did too.
I mean,
Yeah, they're right up there with the Beatles. It's just a different flavor. And I do like the Beatles, so it's hard to say, what your top three is. I mean, yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to have a top three. I don't think you
when I'm
could.
driving in my car and a man come on the radio,
Yeah,
I can't get no.
sing it, Craig. Yeah, and that was.
I remember that from the 8th grade, man. God Almighty.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they had some great. They still out there doing
they
it,
wrote some good songs,
and then they write Wild Horses. I think Keith Richards wrote Wild Horses in Muscle Shoals studio. I heard they told me it was in the bathroom on the toilet. He wrote Wild Horses. They said, and I went in there and used that bathroom, and they said, yeah, that's right there with Keith Richards, and that's where he came up with the chords for Wild Horses. And I guess maybe he thought about it, went out.
I was a fan of Black Sabbath too.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah, oh man,
Ozzy. I still love Ozzy, man. Ozzy. I can relate to a lot of things that's wrong with Ozzy. I have the same problems.
That's why people like to watch you, Craig, because they like to watch Ozzy. and talk about bad luck too, Ozzy. He gets hit by a plane in his bus. How does that happen? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, the plane crashes into his bus, and he didn't know what the hell was going on. And I think he got hurt in that too. I think he actually got hurt in that. So that was all the questions there, Craig. And I guess we can just do a wrap up now, and then we're done.
Yeah. Well, sitting here on my desk, I'm looking at one of my kazoos, and I see a big old bag of them over there. And I think I told you before, I said we need to give away some. Cousin Figel sent me a whole bag of these Horner kazoos, and when we talked about giving them away. First couple of winners, but yeah, we're just going to give one away to everybody that wins something all the way through this spring giveaway thing we're having every Friday. You'll win one of these here kazoos too.
So send Craig an email if you want to get a number to be on the drawing.
Yeah, and the background I had up before of the $1 million, that's what you're gonna get this week. The $1 million bills and the $50 and the kazoo. That's your prize this week on a Friday giveaway. And so I guess
the Stoned Roadie at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Send to get your number.
Yeah, I don't have.
Craig, you send him an email, but you have to say, I would like to be in the contest. Because if you just email Craig and go, hey, what's going on, Craig? He won't put you in. You got to go, hey, give me a number.
Yeah, there it is. There they are.
Yep, there it is.
That's yeah.
All right, let's wrap her up, Craig. And
yeah, so
it's gonna be a Monday morning.
Somebody told me that maybe I shouldn't give up my singing career. So see if you recognize these tunes on the kazoo.
What was that second one?
See you later, alligator. At the wild crocodile. Okay. Yeah, we'll even give you a kazoo lesson too.
And vote for Craig for president.
Oh yeah. What do you got to lose?
That's true.
Oh well, what the heck?
Oh.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep token until then.